Chosen one. Stop right here. Do not scroll any further. An unseen hand has paused the flow to bring this message directly to you. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is divine intervention. You have asked in the silence of your heart, Lord, do you still hear me? Do you still remember me? That very question is why these words are standing before your eyes right now. You are different. You have always been different. Since your earliest days, you carried a mantle invisible to others. You walked through nights of silent tears that no one else saw. Every setback, every rejection, every door slammed shut. It was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to forge you into something stronger, sharper, unbreakable. Picture yourself as a seed buried deep in the soil. On the surface, it looks like death, like you've been hidden and forgotten. But in that darkness, something powerful is happening. Roots are growing deeper. Strength is building in silence. And then, at the appointed time, that seed breaks through the soil and rises toward the light. That seed is you. Let me tell you the story of another chosen one. She endured 3 long years of silence. Her job collapsed. Her family misunderstood her. Her friends walked away. Night after night she prayed in a small room with no visible answer. But the silence was not punishment, it was training. In the waiting, she learned to hear God more clearly. In the stillness, her character was forged, and when the door finally opened, it was greater than anything she could have imagined. You too are in such a moment. What feels like delay is really construction. The foundation is being laid for something bigger. Hear this. You are standing at the threshold of a new season. Weariness, doubt, the whispers that tell you you're not enough, all of it is being stripped away. Right now, on this very screen, heaven has paused your timeline to confirm this is your moment. The word of the Lord declares in the book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 9, the glory of this present house will be greater than the glory of the former house, says the Lord Almighty. And in this place I will grant peace. Let these words become your breath today. Do not just listen and walk away. If this resonates deep within your spirit, mark your agreement by commenting 77 below. Share this message so another soul in darkness may find their way to the light. Like this message, if it stirred something within you, and subscribe so you won't miss the next divine interruption. This is not about an algorithm, it is about alignment. Now step back for a moment. You are standing inside a divine turning point. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are called by name. And this is only the beginning of what God is about to unfold in your life. But listen closely. Chosen one, peace is not the absence of storms. Peace is the presence of God in the middle of the storm. When the wind rises and the waters roar, peace does not silence the storm immediately, but it anchors you so the storm cannot drown you. The peace God grants is not fragile like the world's comfort. It is a fortress built in your spirit, unshakable, even when everything around you shakes. You have carried weight for years that others could not see. Many wondered why you were always the strong one, why burdens seemed to find their way onto your shoulders. It is because you were marked. Heaven trusted you with battles that would break ordinary people. Yet you stood, perhaps trembling, perhaps weary, but still standing. That resilience is the proof of your calling. Think of a lighthouse standing on jagged rocks. The waves crash. Storms beat against it. But the light continues to shine for sailors lost at sea. That lighthouse is you. Your trials have not dimmed you. They have made your light more visible. You shine brighter in darkness. And that is why the enemy fought you so hard. He knew, if you ever realized your true strength, countless others would find their way home because of your light. Now the time has come for you to step forward, not hidden, not overlooked, not doubting. This is the chapter where your story becomes a testimony, where your scars become proof that survival is possible, where your endurance births a crown that no hand can snatch away. So pause, breathe, and receive it. You are chosen, you are seen, and you are stepping into glory greater than anything you have ever known before. Heaven's peace rests on you now, and nothing can take it away. You have been marked since birth, set apart even before you understood what that meant. Some carry ordinary paths, but your life has been a mystery, even to yourself. Have you ever wondered why your childhood carried both glimpses of wonder and shadows of heaviness? It is because the hand of God was upon you before you could even name His presence. From your earliest memories, you may recall moments that set you apart from others. Maybe it was the way you could sense when someone was hurting, even if they smiled. Perhaps it was the way you never quite fit into circles where others blended effortlessly. At times you wished you could be like them, unnoticed, unbothered, unchallenged. But you were not made for that. You were designed for something greater. There is a certain loneliness that comes with being chosen. It is like walking through a crowded street where laughter and noise surround you. Yet, you feel a quiet distance within yourself. That loneliness is not punishment. It is evidence. Evidence that your spirit has always been tuned to a higher frequency. Even when you did not recognize the signal, think of a violinist tuning their instrument before a great performance. The sound may be strange, even unpleasant to untrained ears, but the musician knows the value of preparation. Your life has been much the same. Seasons that looked like discord were only tuning moments, aligning your soul to play the melody of destiny. There was once a young boy who always felt different. His friends dreamed of ordinary things, playing games, chasing fleeting thrills, but his dreams unsettled him. He wanted to build, to change, to lift others. Though he didn't know how, when storms came against him, he thought he was cursed. Yet years later, he realized every struggle was shaping him. He had been chosen, not cursed. And when the time came, his difference became his crown. Your story carries a similar thread. The misunderstandings, the labels, the sense of being too much or not enough, all of it is the mark of one set apart. Many people live lives unchallenged because their destiny is not weighty. But you, chosen one, have been refined through trials because your calling demands strength that ordinary comfort could never build. Even your pain was prophetic. The tears you shed in secret became seeds planted in unseen soil. You did not realize it then, but heaven was collecting each drop, storing them in jars, preparing to water your future with the very sorrow you thought would break you. That is why your heart carries unusual compassion. You have walked through valleys that now qualify you to guide others out of theirs. Consider the image of a blacksmith. He takes raw metal, places it in fire, hammers it again and again, and plunges it into water. To the untrained eye, it looks violent, destructive. But to the smith, it is creation. That is what God has been doing in your life, placing you in fire not to consume you, but to forge you into a weapon against the darkness. And in all of this, His word speaks reassurance. The writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1, declare, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" These words are not poetry for another person's story. They are confirmation for yours. The reason you have survived seasons that should have broken you is because there has always been a greater light guarding your steps, even when you did not see it. That light covered you. You were marked not for shame, but for glory. Marked not for endless wandering, but for divine direction. The fact that you are still here, breathing, reading, and standing after everything that tried to bury you is proof of the mark you carry. Do not despise your difference. It is the very sign that you were chosen for something others cannot carry. Like a key carved to fit a single lock. Your shape, your story, your scars, all of it was designed for a door that only you can open. So stand firm in the knowledge of who you are. You were marked from the beginning, and that mark is not fading. It is becoming brighter, clearer, and undeniable with every step you take. So lift your head, chosen one, and embrace it. The questions, the isolation, the weight you've carried, they were never signs of rejection, but of calling. You are not behind. You are exactly where heaven intended. And the mark upon your life is proof that your story has only just begun. You have carried battles that no one else could see. The smiles you offered hid the wars raging behind your eyes. Nights when your pillow carried the weight of your tears. Mornings when you rose to face the world as if nothing had broken you. This has been your reality. Hidden battles, invisible struggles, silent wars. Why has it felt so heavy? Because the darkness always attacks those who threaten its territory. The weight you felt is not proof of weakness, but proof of assignment. The enemy does not waste his weapons on those who pose no danger, but you, chosen one, carry within you a light that unsettles the kingdom of darkness. Imagine a soldier walking alone through enemy lines. The attacks are relentless, not because he is weak, but because he is carrying vital intelligence that can change the entire war. That's you. Every battle, every temptation, every sudden wave of despair, it all reveals the weight of what you are carrying. Yet here you are, standing after it all. This is what makes you extraordinary, not that you never fell, but that you refused to stay down. Each time you rose again. Your spirit became sharper, your vision clearer. Your scars became evidence of survival, not shame. There's a story of a young man who walked through betrayal after betrayal. Friends he trusted became enemies. Opportunities he thought were open, doors slammed shut in his face. At first he thought it was punishment. But over time he realized these hidden battles were teaching him discernment. They trained him to recognize false alliances, to hear God's whisper above the noise, to know when to wait and when to act. That pain birthed wisdom. Your life echoes the same rhythm. The betrayals, the disappointments, the delays, none of them were wasted. They have trained you to become unshakable. And now, in this very moment, you are stronger than you even realize. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, Chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. These words remind you that what feels like your weakest moments are actually the places where God's strength shines the brightest. So, when the enemy whispers, "You are too weak," you can answer, "No, I am qualified, because my weakness is the stage for divine strength." When he says, "You are too broken," you can answer, "No, I am whole, because grace has filled the cracks." And now I invite you into a prophetic act of agreement. Type these words in the comments. I rise again, not just as a phrase, but as a declaration. By writing it, you are putting your battles under your feet. You are announcing to heaven, to earth, and even to the enemy that you refuse to stay fallen. This is not about typing words online. This is about aligning your spirit with truth. The act of declaring is powerful. It shifts your mindset, awakens your faith, and seals the message you have just received. Yes, your hidden battles have been fierce, but they have also been forging a warrior. And this warrior, you was never meant to be crushed. You were meant to rise, and rise you shall, again and again, until your story becomes the proof of God's unstoppable grace. Every hidden battle you fought was a classroom in disguise. You may not have realized it at the time, but those nights of struggle were training grounds. When you prayed and felt silence, you were learning persistence. When you loved and faced betrayal, you were learning discernment. When you failed and rose again, you were learning resilience. None of these lessons could be taught in comfort. They were carved into you through fire. Think of gold refined in a furnace. The flame strips away impurities, leaving behind a brilliance that cannot be faked. That is what your hidden struggles accomplished. They burned away illusions, pride, and shallow strength, leaving behind purity of spirit and clarity of purpose. You now carry a shine that only survivors can carry, a glow that darkness cannot extinguish. This is why you are dangerous to the enemy. You do not simply know about hope, you have lived through hopelessness and found hope anyway. You do not simply quote faith, you have clung to faith when nothing made sense. That authenticity makes your voice powerful, your presence disruptive, and your calling undeniable. So do not despise your scars. Do not hide your history. Every wound tells a story, and every story carries authority. And now, because of your hidden battles, you carry authority to set others free. You are not just a survivor, you are becoming a liberator. Your light has always been a threat to darkness. That is why the resistance has been so fierce. Some people walk through life unnoticed by the enemy, but not you. From the moment your spirit stirred with divine identity, the shadows recognized you as dangerous. You became a target not because you were weak, but because you carried a brilliance that could not be contained. Think of a lantern in the middle of a battlefield at night. Even though it is small, its glow draws attention. Soldiers in the dark turn toward it, both allies and enemies. That is you. Your very presence disturbs the plans of evil, exposing what others cannot see. You carry light that does not just comfort, it confronts. At times, you may have felt the weight of this confrontation. People suddenly dislike you without cause. Doors close for reasons you cannot explain. Resistance rises where you expect peace. These are not random. They are signs. signs that the atmosphere shifts when you step in, signs that your light unsettles what has grown comfortable in darkness. There is a story told of a young woman who walked into workplaces, communities, even friendships, and found herself misunderstood or resisted. At first, she thought she was cursed with bad luck, but as she grew spiritually, she realized her spirit disrupted environments where others remained blind. She carried a light that revealed hidden motives and false intentions. What she thought was rejection was actually protection. What she thought was curse was confirmation of her calling. The same is true for you. The tension you have faced is not because you are out of place, but because you are carrying truth into places that prefer lies. Darkness resists exposure. Yet the moment your presence enters, it trembles. Consider how a sunrise drives away the night. The darkness does not want to release its hold, yet it cannot withstand the arrival of light. That sunrise is within you. Every time you step into a room, every time you speak truth, every time you carry integrity where compromise is expected, you release dawn into the night. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. This is not only about Jeremiah, it reflects the eternal pattern of God. He knew you. He set you apart. And He appointed you. Your light is not accidental. It was chosen, cultivated, and released for such a time as this. And though this wait can be tiring, remember that even Jesus Himself said in the Gospel of Matthew that His followers are the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. That means your difference is your assignment. Your inability to blend in is your destiny. You might say, "But I am weary of standing out. I am tired of being misunderstood." Yet even in your weariness, your light keeps burning. That is the mystery of grace. The flame is not sustained by your strength alone, but by the breath of God within you. Think again of fireflies in the night. They are small, fragile, yet their glow makes the darkness alive with wonder. You too carry a glow, not just to resist darkness, but to inspire hope in others. Your testimony becomes a spark for those around you, igniting faith where despair once lived. This is why the opposition has never been about your weakness. It has always been about your strength. Darkness fears the day when you fully realize who you are, because once you stand in the fullness of your light, no power of shadow can withstand you. So, hold firm. When resistance rises, when misunderstanding surrounds you, do not shrink back. Recognize it as evidence that your light is working. You are not here to blend with shadows. You are here to scatter them. Your life is not meant to be dimmed for the comfort of others. If they resist your light, it only proves its power. Even a single candle in a cave shifts the entire atmosphere. The more the darkness pushes back, the more heaven confirms your assignment. Pressure is proof of potential. Resistance is evidence of impact. You do not fight because you are weak. You fight because you are dangerous to the enemy's schemes. So lift your eyes with courage. Let your light blaze without apology. What you carry was not given to hide, but to shine. Not to shrink, but to expand. You are the dawn that darkness cannot hold back. You were not placed on this earth without an assignment. There is something in you that heaven planted long before you even knew your own name. This assignment is not about fame, not about status, but about carrying light where others only see darkness. And the time has come for that assignment to be unveiled. Think of a treasure chest buried beneath the sand. For years, it lies hidden, unseen, untouched. Storms pass over it. Waves crash against it. Yet the treasure remains. At the right time, the covering is removed, and the treasure finally shines in the light. That treasure is your calling. Everything you've walked through, the waiting, the battles, the loneliness has been the sand covering it. Now, heaven is brushing away the layers, and your assignment is being revealed. This is not something small. Your life is meant to be a seed of impact. And seeds, when planted, never stay the same size. They multiply. A single seed grows into a tree, and that tree gives shade, shelter, and fruit to countless others. That is your purpose, to multiply light, hope, and truth in a world that desperately needs it. Sometimes, however, stepping fully into assignment requires more than just faith. It requires connection. Just as Moses needed Aaron to hold up his arms, just as David needed Jonathan to stand beside him, so too do you need others to walk with you on this journey. You were never meant to carry this alone, and that is why this community exists. Each message, each word, is not just to inspire, but to equip you. Together, we are building a space where chosen ones across the world rise in their callings. When you like, share, and subscribe, you are not just pressing buttons, you are like unlocking a gate so others trapped in the dark valley can step into the light. You are allowing others, who might right now be caught in despair, to discover the same hope that found you. Now let me speak about something that often feels heavy, but should never feel forced: giving. Hear me clearly, it is not an obligation. It is not a price tag on your faith. Giving is like watering a garden. No one forces a gardener to pour water on their plants, but they choose to, because they know life multiplies when seeds are nourished. When you donate, it is not a transaction. It is a river. One drop may seem small, but when joined with other drops, it becomes a current strong enough to carry light into places we cannot reach alone. Every gift, no matter the size, flows into the stream of this mission, and together we form a river that carries hope across nations. Think again of lanterns scattered across a vast field at night. One lantern makes a circle of light, but when others bring their lanterns and place them together, the field becomes radiant, visible from miles away. Every act of support, your prayer, your comment, your share, your donation is another lantern placed in the field. Together, we build a blaze that cannot be hidden. If you feel moved, you are free to give. But know this, your value is never measured by what you give financially. Your worth is not in numbers. Your worth was sealed when God called you chosen. Giving is simply an overflow, a voluntary act of aligning your resources with your heart. If you feel the tug, obey it. If you do not, walk in peace. The invitation is open, never forced, and as you walk forward, remember that subscribing, sharing, or supporting is just as much a gift. Every time you do, you join the mission of spreading this light. Every time you engage, you help break chains for someone else. The Word of God speaks through Proverbs, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. This is the foundation of your assignment: to trust, to obey, and to walk the path God has designed for you. So as you stand in this moment, I invite you to step into partnership, not by force, but by freedom. If this word has lit something inside of you, let it overflow. Maybe it's a like, a share, a subscription, or a donation that helps sustain this voice. Whatever the expression, I know it matters. Your assignment is too great to carry in silence. Heaven has placed you here because your story is meant to ripple into countless others. Together, we can carry the flame further than any of us could alone. And as you do, remember this: your assignment is not just beginning, it is being unveiled. You are stepping into the moment you were created for, and nothing, no darkness, no resistance can stop what God has already set in motion through you. You have walked through valleys where shadows tried to silence your song, and yet your voice remains. You have carried burdens so heavy that others would have collapsed. But you pressed forward. This persistence is not accidental. It is evidence of something greater moving within you. Many live as though their lives are random, drifting like leaves on a restless river. But you, chosen one, know deep down that your steps are guided. There is an invisible hand directing your path. Even when you feel lost, what appeared as detours were divine redirections. What felt like delays were preparations. Every step has been part of a larger pattern designed by heaven. Picture a tapestry woven from countless threads. Up close, the pattern seems chaotic, lines crisscrossing, colors clashing. But step back, and a masterpiece emerges. Your life is that tapestry. The pain, the triumph, the unanswered questions, the unexpected breakthroughs, all threads woven into something greater than you could ever imagine. This is why you have been set apart. You are not like everyone else. When others choose compromise, your spirit resists. When others grow comfortable in mediocrity, something inside of you demands more. That hunger is the mark of your destiny. It refuses to let you settle because you were never created for smallness. There was a man who once lived in obscurity. He worked faithfully, unseen, unnoticed, while others around him seemed to shine. But one day, the hidden season ended, and his gifts came into the light. What surprised everyone else had been prepared in secret all along. His story is a reflection of your own quiet faithfulness, turning into sudden unveiling. Heaven is now signaling that your season of unveiling has begun. The very things that once disqualified you will become your testimony. The very scars that once embarrassed you will become the evidence of grace. The very voice that was silenced will now be amplified. Scripture reminds us through the writings in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Aup, this is your inheritance, the crown that comes after perseverance. Trials are not wasted. They are proof that you are being shaped for something eternal. And now, that crown is within reach. So, I ask you to mark this moment, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with agreement. If this word resonates with the pulse of your spirit, I invite you to comment 888 below. This is not superstition, it is a prophetic act. The number 8 signifies new beginnings. and 888 declares fullness, overflow, and the birth of a new season. By writing it, you are not just typing digits on a screen, you are stepping into alignment with the future God has prepared. Think of it like planting a flag on a mountain peak. When climbers reach the summit, they mark it with a symbol that declares, "I have arrived." This ground is claimed. Your comment of 888 is your flag planted in the Spirit. It declares that you are claiming the new beginning. Heaven is unfolding before you. And do not underestimate the power of such an act. When you put something in writing, it shapes your mindset. It becomes a reminder you can return to. It is your way of saying, "I choose to believe. I choose to step forward. I choose to begin again." Oh Lord, look at how far you have come. Every obstacle that tried to bury you has only pushed you closer to this moment. The storms that threatened to drown you have become the rivers carrying you into destiny. The fire that tried to consume you has instead refined you into pure gold. Do not fear what lies ahead. Your steps are ordered. Your crown is waiting, and your beginning is now. And as you declare 888, you join countless other chosen ones rising together into their divine assignments. The number 888 is not just a symbol of beginnings, it carries the rhythm of eternity. While 7 speaks of completion, 8 steps beyond into what is new. And when it appears 3 times, it resounds like a drumbeat in heaven: fullness, overflow, and destiny awakened. By choosing this number, you are declaring that your past season has ended and the next one has begun. Every digit you type is a seed, just as a farmer plants seeds expecting a harvest. Your declaration of 888 is a seed of faith planted into your future. Heaven sees it, and heaven honors it. You have often stood on the edge of decision, staring into the unknown, wondering whether to step forward or retreat. This place, this cliff of choice, is holy ground. For here, destinies are either embraced or delayed. Standing at the edge can be terrifying. The human heart longs for safety, for certainty, for paths already mapped. But God does not call his chosen to familiar roads. He calls them to waters that seem too deep, mountains that seem too high, journeys that seem too impossible. And yet, in those very impossibilities, his glory is revealed. Think of the people of Israel standing before the Red Sea. Behind them, Pharaoh's army thundered. Before them, waves rose like walls. They were at the edge. Fear said, "We are trapped." Faith whispered, "Step forward." In that moment, obedience opened the sea, and the impossible became a highway. The same is true for you. At the edge of decision, hesitation is dangerous. Procrastination whispers comfort, but it quietly steals destiny. Every moment of delay is like standing at a door you never open. While opportunities pass by unseen, the edge is not a place to linger, it is a place to leap. There was once a woman who carried a dream in her heart for years. She spoke of it, prayed over it, and imagined it. Yet she never acted. Fear told her she was not ready. Excuses told her the timing was not right. Years passed, and the dream remained only a shadow. But then, one day, she dared to act. She took a trembling step, and what had seemed impossible suddenly began to unfold. She realized that obedience in small steps was the key that unlocked the bigger picture. This is the truth about the edge. The leap is rarely as frightening as the hesitation before it. The enemy loves to magnify the risk, to enlarge the what-ifs, to paralyze the chosen with endless scenarios of failure. But what he fears most is your obedience, because one step of obedience shifts the entire battlefield. Scripture echoes this in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Notice these words were spoken before Israel entered the promised land. God did not promise the absence of challenges. He promised his presence within them. Standing at the edge of your decision, you too are called to courage. Not a courage that denies fear, but one that chooses to act despite it. Courage is not the absence of trembling, it is the choice to step while trembling. Imagine standing at the top of a waterfall. The roar is deafening, the height dizzying. Yet the leap into the waters below is what carries you into the flow of the river. To stay at the top is to remain stagnant. To leap is to be carried by the current of destiny. You are at that place now. The edge of decision is not meant to hold you forever. It is meant to test your resolve, to reveal your faith, to separate hesitation from obedience. And once you step, you will realize the edge was never meant to terrify you. It was meant to launch you. Do not despise this moment. Many avoid the edge because it feels uncomfortable. But the edge is proof that you are close to breakthrough. Ordinary lives rarely stand here. Only those called to extraordinary paths find themselves at the cliff where faith demands a step into the unknown. So, take courage. Chosen one, look not at the waves, but at the one who walks upon them. Fix your gaze not on the risk, but on the promise. And remember, the edge is not the end, it is the beginning. Every great story begins at an edge. David stood before Goliath, a boy against a giant. Yet he chose the step forward. Esther stood before the king, risking her life. Yet she chose to speak. Each edge, each trembling moment, became the doorway to destiny. Your edge is no different. It may not be a battlefield or a throne room, but it carries the same weight. What you decide here shapes not only your future, but the lives of those connected to your obedience. Your step is bigger than you. It is generational. So breathe deeply and steady your heart. The edge is calling you not to fear, but to faith. And when you choose to move, you will see that the cliff was never meant to end you. It was designed to lift you into the sky. There is a secret many overlook. Prayer alone does not move every mountain. Prayer is powerful, yes, but there are doors that only open when paired with obedience. You have prayed. You have cried out. You have asked for change, and heaven has heard every word. But now, heaven is waiting for you to step. Obedience is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is as simple as forgiving the one who wounded you. Sometimes it is choosing to speak truth when silence would be safer. Sometimes it is walking away from a place that looks comfortable but carries no life. These small acts, though quiet, echo loudly in eternity. Think of Noah. He did not only pray for protection, he built the ark. Abraham did not only hope for a promise, he left his homeland. Peter did not only desire to walk on water, he stepped out of the boat. Each act of obedience unlocked something prayer alone could not. Your own life has mirrored this pattern. There were moments you sensed a gentle nudge, a whisper to act. Perhaps it seemed inconvenient or illogical. Yet when you obeyed, the atmosphere shifted. You discovered resources you did not expect, met people you never planned to meet, found strength you did not know you carried. That is the power of obedience. It releases heaven into the earth. Consider the image of a key and a door. Prayer is the request, but obedience is the hand that turns the key without turning it. The door remains closed, no matter how passionately you knock. Yet the moment you obey, the hinges move and the way forward opens. There was once a young man who felt called to help his community. He prayed constantly, asking God to provide resources. But one day, he felt a conviction to take a small step, using the little he already had. With trembling hands, he began. What started small grew into something far beyond his imagination. Looking back, he realized the breakthrough had not been waiting on God, it had been waiting on his obedience. This is why hesitation is costly. Not because God withholds love, but because delayed obedience often means delayed blessing. The opportunities you long for are often standing on the other side of a simple yes. The apostle wrote in Romans chapter 2, verse 13, "For it is not those who hear the law who are righteous in God's sight, but it is those who obey the law who will be declared righteous." Notice this: hearing is not enough. Even understanding is not enough. It is the doing that transforms hearing into reality, and yet obedience is rarely easy. It requires surrender, humility, and trust. To obey is to admit that God's way is higher. Even when it collides with your logic, it is to trust the unseen more than the visible. It is to step onto a path that may look narrow, believing it leads to wide spaces of freedom. Imagine standing at a riverbank, holding a stone. You could keep it in your hand, wondering what might happen if you let it go. But obedience is like releasing the stone into the water. It creates ripples that spread far beyond the moment. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, begins a ripple effect that touches lives you may never meet. And here lies a mystery. Obedience multiplies faith. Each time you obey, your confidence in God deepens. You begin to see that His instructions are not burdens, but invitations. Invitations to walk in partnership with Him, to experience life not limited by fear, but expanded by faith. So do not despise the small nudges. Do not dismiss the quiet instructions. Heaven moves through them. The doors you long for, the breakthroughs you seek, the promises you wait on, many of them are already within reach, waiting only for the key of your obedience. Obedience is like planting a seed in hidden soil. You cannot see the roots forming, but life is taking shape beneath the surface. What feels insignificant today will rise tomorrow as undeniable fruit. Each yes you give to God is a bridge between your present and your promise. It shortens the distance between what you have prayed for and what you will hold in your hands. So take courage in the small steps. The whispers you sense in your heart are not random, they are invitations. Answer them with faith, and you will watch the unseen hand of God turn your obedience into open doors no man can shut. There will always be counterfeits that try to distract you from your crown, offers that look golden but turn to dust when held, voices that sound sweet but lead only into chains. The closer you move to your true assignment, the louder the counterfeits become. Think of a traveler on the road to a great city. Along the way, merchants stand by the path, shouting about treasures and shortcuts. Some display glittering stones, hoping to trick him into trading what is real for what is worthless. But the traveler who keeps his eyes fixed on the true city refuses every counterfeit. That traveler is you. Many times, opportunities have come dressed in brilliance, yet carried hidden traps. Relationships, jobs, or paths that seemed like blessings but stole your peace instead. These were tests, not punishments. They were moments designed to train your spirit to distinguish between what glitters and what truly carries God's weight of glory. There was a young woman once who dreamed of serving God with her whole life. Just as doors began opening, she was offered partnerships that promised quick success. On the surface, they looked like destiny, but something inside her felt unsettled. She walked away, even though others thought she was foolish. Years later, she saw clearly what she refused was a trap that would have crushed her spirit. Her obedience preserved her crown. This is why discernment matters. Not everything offered to you is meant for you. Not every path is safe simply because it appears open. Some doors are set by the enemy to delay, distract, or destroy. The crown on your life is too valuable to trade for counterfeits. The Apostle Paul writes in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?" His words remind us that compromise is costly, and partnership with the wrong people can drag your destiny into ruin. Your crown is not temporary success. It is eternal authority. It is the testimony of your endurance, the weight of your obedience, the glory of your perseverance. Counterfeits might look easier, but they can never deliver what they promise. So when you feel the pull of compromise, when you hear the whispers of distraction, anchor yourself in this truth. What God has prepared for you is far greater than what the world can offer. No counterfeit can compare with the crown placed on your head by the King of Kings. And now, I invite you to seal this truth with a declaration. Write in the comments, "No false crown." These 3 words are more than a phrase. They are a banner raised over your life. By declaring it, you are refusing every counterfeit offer and aligning yourself with the eternal crown that cannot fade. Your words matter. When you write them, you not only affirm the truth within your heart, but also stand as a testimony to others who are fighting the same battles. Your declaration becomes a spark of courage for someone else standing at the edge of compromise. So speak it, type it, live it. No false crown. Your destiny is too sacred to settle for less, and your inheritance is too precious to exchange for shadows. When you declare no false crown, you are not only rejecting lies, you are protecting truth. Every false offer seeks to weaken your spirit. It promises quick results, but drains your strength. Your declaration builds a wall of resistance, saying, "I will not trade what is eternal for what is temporary." Understand this clearly. The enemy cannot take your crown by force. He can only tempt you to lay it down. That is why distractions come looking like blessings. They are bait. But when you recognize the bait for what it is, its power collapses. By declaring no false crown, you are exposing every counterfeit for what it really is, empty and powerless. Think of a jeweler examining gems under bright light. Fake stones sparkle for a moment, but under scrutiny, their flaws show the real diamond. Though endures every test. Your life is the diamond. Trials, fire, pressure, all these have tested you. But they also prove your authenticity. Why settle for glass when you were designed to shine as a diamond? So walk forward with clarity. Keep your eyes fixed, not on what glitters, but on what is true. Your crown is not waiting in the hands of people, but in the hands of God. And when the day comes for you to wear it, no one and nothing will be able to take it away. You are not only called to survive, you are called to rise as a warrior. A warrior is not defined by the absence of scars, but by the courage to fight despite them. Every wound you've carried, every tear you've shed, every battle you've endured has been training. You have not been disqualified, you have been prepared. Think of a sword in the hands of a master. It does not begin sharp. It begins as raw metal, placed into fire, hammered again and again, cooled, then sharpened. The process is harsh, yet it transforms weakness into strength. You are that sword. The fire you endured was not to destroy you, but to prepare you to cut through darkness. And now, the call is upon you. The world is desperate for light, desperate for courage, desperate for voices that will not be silent. This is why heaven presses on your heart. Your presence matters. Your voice matters. Your fight matters. But warriors are never isolated. Even the strongest need community. David had his mighty men. Gideon had his 300. Jesus sent his disciples 2 by 2. You, too, are not meant to stand alone. Together we are an army of light, each carrying our flame, each strengthening the other. The apostle reminds us in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 16, and do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. Notice, God is not pleased by compulsion, but by choice. He delights in giving that flows from a willing heart. This is why building this space matters. When you like, share, and subscribe, you are not just pressing buttons, you are rallying soldiers. Each action is like sounding a trumpet on the battlefield, calling others to join. Your simple click becomes a signal fire, visible for miles, guiding the lost toward hope. And then there is the deeper call, to sustain the fight. Every battle requires resources, arrows, shields, provisions for the journey. This is where giving comes in. When you donate, you are not paying for words. You are placing a shield into the hands of another warrior. You are fueling the fire so the army of light does not grow dim. Think of it this way. A campfire burns because someone keeps adding wood. Without it, the flames shrink and fade. But when each warrior brings a piece of wood, the fire becomes a blaze strong enough to light up the night. Your donation is that piece of wood. It keeps the flame alive, spreading further, reaching hearts that are still waiting to be awakened. And understand, this giving is not about pressure. It is beauty. It is voluntary, like a river that flows freely, nourishing every place it touches. When you give, you choose to become part of something larger than yourself. You choose to let your flame combine with others until the night itself trembles. Picture a great mural being painted. Each person brings a brushstroke, alone. A single stroke looks small, but together they create an image that takes your breath away. Every like, every share, every subscription, Every donation is a brushstroke in heaven's mural. The masterpiece is not made by one hand, it is created by all of us together. So I say this with gentleness. If your heart stirs, respond. If it does not, walk in peace. There is no demand here, only invitation. For when giving flows freely, it carries joy, not burden. Your role as a warrior is not just to fight for yourself, but to fight for others. Some are too weak to stand, and your strength lifts them. Some are too weary to light a fire, and your spark reignites them. This is why community matters. Together, we are unshakable. So step forward. Warrior, know that your scars are not shame but stripes of honor. Your journey has not been wasted. It has forged you into one who carries courage into the darkest nights. And as you rise, others will rise with you, for your light will ignite theirs. Even now, heaven is sharpening you further. Every scar you carry has become a stripe of authority, each one testifying that you cannot be broken. Your rising is not only for your sake. Others will see your courage and find the strength to stand again. Your fight becomes their inspiration. Your victory becomes their hope. So walk forward with boldness. The night is vast, but your light is brighter. The warrior within you has awakened, and no force of darkness can extinguish what God has set ablaze in your spirit. There are battles you were never meant to fight alone. While your strength is real and your faith has carried you far, heaven has always prepared reinforcements for you. The assignment upon your life is weighty, and the path you walk requires more than your own hands. That is why God surrounds his chosen with invisible allies, angelic reinforcements that move at his command. Throughout history, these reinforcements have appeared at crucial moments. When Daniel prayed, angels carried his answer, even battling in the heavens to bring it forth. When Elisha's servant trembled at the sight of surrounding armies, Elisha prayed, and the servant's eyes were opened to see hills full of horses and chariots of fire. What looked like defeat was actually overwhelming protection. The same is true for you. You have felt surrounded by opposition, but you are more surrounded by heaven. Every night you cried out in fear. Angels were stationed near your bed. Every moment you walked through, danger unseen. Invisible warriors cleared your path. You may not always sense them, but their presence has been constant. Imagine a soldier entering battle with only a sword. He sees the vast army before him and feels outnumbered. Yet what he cannot see is the host of warriors hidden just beyond the hill, waiting for the command to charge. That is your reality. What you see is never the full picture. Reinforcements are closer than you realize. There was once a woman who lived in a small town, overwhelmed by trials. She felt isolated, unseen, and defeated. But one night, in the quiet of prayer, she sensed a peace she could not explain. Later, she would look back and recognize it was not emptiness surrounding her, it was presence. What felt like silence was heaven's armies keeping watch. This is why you have made it through situations that should have destroyed you. Your survival was not only your resilience, it was protection. The car accident you narrowly missed, the sickness that lost its grip, the betrayal that could have shattered you, all of it reveals reinforcements at work. Scripture confirms this in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This is not just a verse to recite, it is a reality to believe. You are guarded, guided, and covered. But angels are not merely guardians, they are also messengers. Many of the answers you have prayed for are carried on their wings. Sometimes delay in your life is not denial, it is warfare in the unseen. Angels pushing back, forces that resist your breakthrough. Picture the sky before dawn. Darkness lingers, but light is already moving, pressing it back. You may feel as though your prayers are unanswered, but heaven is already advancing. Reinforcements are on the move, and the dawn is closer than it appears. You may never see their faces or hear their voices, but you will know them by the peace that settles suddenly, the protection that comes unexpectedly, the strength that rises in you without explanation. These are signs that you are not alone. So, walk forward with assurance. Do not measure your strength only by what you feel in your hands. Measure it also by what surrounds you in the unseen. You are not abandoned on the battlefield, you are escorted, and every step you take toward your calling is flanked by reinforcements assigned to your destiny. There is a reason you are still here. Some storms should have ended you. Some nights should have swallowed you whole. Yet you walked out, not because you were stronger than the storm, but because unseen hands carried you through it. Angels do not always stop the storm, but they hold you steady within it. Think of a ship sailing into fierce winds. To the eye, the vessel seems fragile, tossed back and forth, but beneath the surface, heavy anchors hold it steady. Your life has been the same. When everything looked like it would capsize, anchors of heaven kept you upright. And reinforcements are not only for defense, they are also for alignment. They whisper direction when you're about to wander. They nudge your heart when you're tempted to settle. They guard doors not meant for you, and they open paths you never imagined. So, as you continue, walk with confidence. You do not face tomorrow alone. With every sunrise, reinforcements take their place around you. With every step, heaven adjusts the battlefield in your favor. You are never abandoned, never uncovered, and never left to fight by yourself. There are moments in life when you sense something closing and something new beginning. These are thresholds, holy transitions where one season finishes its work and another one is born. Many fear these moments because they feel like endings, but for the chosen, endings are never loss. They are preparation for greater beginnings. You may have felt it recently, doors closing unexpectedly, relationships shifting, routines breaking apart. What once felt stable now feels unsettled. Do not mistake this for chaos. It is transition. Heaven is rearranging the furniture of your life to make space for something greater. Consider a farmer's field at the end of harvest. The stalks are cut down, the soil looks bare, and the land seems empty. Yet beneath the surface, nutrients are being restored, preparing for the next planting. To an untrained eye, it looks like death, but to the farmer, it is only transition. Your life has mirrored this process. What seems like loss is actually restoration. This is why prophetic numbers matter. They are not random digits but markers of seasons. Today, I invite you to embrace the number 444. This number carries the weight of stability, foundation, and alignment. It is heaven's reminder that while one chapter closes, the new one is being built on solid ground. Scripture affirms this in the writings of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19. Say, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Notice how God does not ask permission. He declares what he is already doing. The new thing is already in motion. Your role is not to force it, but to perceive it, to recognize the signs, to align yourself with the flow of heaven. When you write 444 inches, the comments, you are not just typing numbers, you are acknowledging transition. You are saying, I perceive it, I align with it, I welcome the new thing. Now, think of an architect laying the foundation of a great building. Before walls rise and windows shine, the ground must be leveled, measured, and set. Foundations are unseen, but they are everything. The number 444 is a foundation number. By declaring it, you step into agreement with the unseen work God is establishing beneath your life. There was once a man who resisted transition. Every time change came, he clung to the old, afraid of losing comfort. But one day, he surrendered. Instead of fighting the ending, he embraced it. Years later, he looked back and realized the new doors could never have opened had the old ones remained. His surrender was the soil of his breakthrough. You, too, may feel the tug of war between old and new, yet heaven is calling you not to cling, but to release, to step into the stream, not to resist its current. 444 becomes your prophetic flag planted in this moment, marking your surrender to transition and your embrace of stability in God's timing. Imagine standing on a bridge at night. Behind you is a city fading into the distance. Before you is a horizon glowing with dawn. To remain on the bridge forever would be to miss both. You must walk forward. The bridge was never the destination. It was the passage. So too is your life right now. The bridge is trembling beneath your feet because you are not meant to stay there. You are meant to cross it. By declaring 444, you step forward in faith, crossing from what was into what will be. Do not fear the ending. Do not resist the shifting. Transition is the womb of transformation. And as you align yourself with heaven's numbering, you declare that your foundation is firm, your steps are ordered, and your destiny is secure. The number 444 is not about chance, it is about certainty. 4 corners of the earth, 4 winds of heaven, 4 pillars of stability, all remind you that your life is being anchored. You are not drifting in chaos, you are standing on a firm design. Every time you write 444, you declare, my foundation is secure. Even if the surface of life looks unstable, you are rooted in a deeper reality. Like a tree planted by streams of water, you will not wither when seasons change, because your roots are anchored in the eternal. So let your heart rest. What is closing is not punishment, it is completion. What is opening is not random, it is alignment. And by embracing 444, you step boldly into a season where every brick of your foundation is laid by the hands of heaven itself. There comes a season when what was hidden must be revealed. For years, you have carried gifts that seemed buried, potential that seemed invisible, dreams that seemed forgotten. Yet heaven never forgot. What was concealed in the dark was being preserved for its appointed time. And now, that season of unveiling is upon you. Unveiling is often misunderstood. Many imagine it as sudden recognition or public applause. But unveiling is deeper than visibility. It is the moment when what God placed inside of you finally meets the place it was meant to serve. It is less about being seen by people and more about being aligned with purpose. Think of a seed lying dormant in the soil for months, perhaps years. Nothing appears above ground. To onlookers, it might seem dead, but underground, roots are spreading, strength is building, and life is preparing to break forth. The day the sprout emerges is not the day it began. It is simply the unveiling of what has been alive all along. That is your story. Perhaps you have felt frustration in the waiting. You knew there was more in you, yet opportunities seemed absent. You longed to give, to serve, to shine, but the doors remained closed. Do not mistake this delay as neglect. Heaven was setting the stage. The right time requires the right environment, and God has been aligning people, places, and moments so that when you are unveiled, you will not be wasted. There was once a craftsman who built violins. Each instrument took years of shaping, bending, and refining. He would store them in hidden places, allowing the wood to age, strengthen, and deepen in tone. Only when the time was right would he release them. And when they were finally played, their sound carried unmatched beauty. You are like that violin crafted in hiddenness, refined through pressure, preserved until the sound of your life would carry weight. Unveiling also means exposure of resources. The help you once lacked will begin to appear. People who once overlooked you will suddenly notice. Provision that seemed scarce will arrive unexpectedly, like a curtain pulled back on a stage. What was always present but concealed will now be revealed. Scripture speaks clearly in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Light may be covered for a time. Beauté nature demands unveiling. Darkness cannot hold back what God has ignited. This unveiling is not only about your gifts, it is also about your character, the struggles you endured, the valleys you crossed, the temptations you overcame. All of it has prepared a vessel strong enough to carry what is coming. Unveiling without maturity leads to collapse, but unveiling after refining leads to impact that cannot be shaken. Imagine a river breaking through a dam. At first, pressure builds silently, unseen by those on the outside. Then, at the appointed time, the dam gives way and water flows with unstoppable force. Your unveiling will be the same. What has been building in secret will pour forth suddenly, blessing many. And yet, unveiling is not for your glory alone. It is for the glory of the one who planted the gift within you. When people see your light, they are meant to trace it back to its source. Your unveiling is heaven's strategy to make the invisible God visible through your life. So, do not fear this moment. Do not shrink back, thinking you are unworthy. The unveiling is not about your perfection, it is about God's intention. He has chosen this time, this place, and this season to reveal what He has placed in you. The curtain is lifting, the seed is sprouting, the instrument is ready to play, and as you step forward into this unveiling, you will realize you were never forgotten, never overlooked, never wasted. You were hidden until the time was right. And now, the time is here. Unveiling is the reward of endurance. You endured the silence, the misunderstandings, The long nights of waiting. Now the very things that once pressed you down will become the backdrop that makes your light shine brighter. It is also a holy responsibility. When God reveals what He has planted, He expects you to walk in it with humility, not pride. Your unveiling is not about applause, but about service. So walk boldly, but gently. Let your unveiling be like the dawn, steady, unstoppable, bringing warmth and clarity to all it touches. The world is ready to see what heaven has kept hidden until now. When a flame is passed from one torch to another, the light multiplies. What once illuminated a single path now spreads, guiding many. This is the calling of every chosen one, to not only carry the fire, but to ignite it in others. You are not meant to walk alone in light. You are meant to become a torchbearer who awakens the flame in those still trapped in shadow. There is a profound mystery in how fire spreads. It does not lose strength when it is shared. Instead, it grows brighter, stronger, and more uncontainable. That is the story of your life. Every trial you overcame, every truth you embraced, every hope you clung to, it was all fuel. And now, your flame is ready to touch others, to set their hearts ablaze with courage and faith. Think of runners in a relay race. The one carrying the torch does not keep it forever. They pass it on. Yet in the passing, the mission continues. Your victories, your lessons, your scars are not only for you, they are meant to become a legacy, passed like fire into the lives of those around you. There was once a teacher who carried quiet wisdom. For years, she poured into just a few students, never realizing the ripple effect. Decades later, those students became leaders, each carrying a spark of her influence. Though she never stood on great stages, her torch burned in countless lives. That is what it means to carry the flame. You may never see all the places it spreads, but heaven does. Scripture reminds us in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 6, "For this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands." Paul's words echo across generations. The flame within you is not accidental. It was entrusted, imparted, and meant to be stirred until it burns bright. Carrying the torch is not always easy. Fire attracts attention. Some will be drawn to your warmth, while others will resist your light. Yet you were never meant to hide it under a covering. A torch hidden is a torch wasted. The very reason you have been refined is so your flame could stand in the open, guiding others through the night. Imagine travelers lost in a dense forest at midnight. The path is unclear. Shadows are thick. Fear grips their hearts. But then, one torch appears. Its glow may not banish the forest, but it gives direction. It restores hope. It reminds them they are not abandoned. That torch is you, your story, your presence, your light. It changes atmospheres. But remember this, a torchbearer must remain connected to the source. A flame carried too far from fire risks going out. Your strength does not come from yourself. It comes from the one who is fire eternal. Stay close to him, and your torch will never be extinguished. There was a young man who tried to carry his flame on his own. He lit brightly at first, inspiring many. But over time, neglect and pride dimmed his fire. Only when he humbled himself and returned to the source did his torch blaze again. This story is a warning and a promise. Your flame must be guarded, nurtured, and continually fed by God's presence. Your calling as a torchbearer is not just about inspiration, it is about transformation. Flames do not only warm, they refine. They burn away what is false. They reveal what is hidden. They prepare the way for what is pure. When you carry the torch, you are not just bringing comfort, you are bringing change. So, take courage. The night may feel long, but your flame has purpose. Do not underestimate the power of one torch in the darkness. Do not despise the influence of your obedience. You are carrying more than light. You are carrying legacy. And as you walk forward, passing your flame into the lives of others, you will see what heaven has always known, that one spark can ignite a forest, one flame can guide a nation, and one torchbearer can awaken countless others. Every time you choose to shine, you remind the world that darkness does not win. Your torch is not only for direction, it is for defiance, a visible sign that light still reigns. So, lift it high. Let your flame dance boldly against the night, for in carrying this torch, you are carrying hope itself. And through you, countless others will learn to kindle their own fire until the horizon glows with dawn. Crowns and thrones are not mere symbols of power. They are testimonies of endurance, proof of battles fought and victories won. A crown is not handed to the careless, it is placed upon the head of those who endured, who refused to surrender, who carried their cross and rose again. You have walked through valleys and climbed mountains, carrying burdens unseen by others. Yet every step was leading you to this moment. The crown upon your life is not just for the future, it is forming even now, invisible to the world, but undeniable in the spirit. Imagine a craftsman shaping a crown of gold, each strike of the hammer, each refining in fire, each polishing of the surface adds beauty. To an onlooker, it may appear as violence, but to the craftsman, it is artistry. That is what God has done with your life. Every blow that tried to break you was a stroke of His shaping hand, and soon, the crown will rest upon your head, gleaming with glory. But crowns are not only worn, they are shared. Authority is not just for sitting on a throne, it is for lifting others higher. Just as a king rules not for himself, but for his people, your crown will not be for pride, but for service. You are crowned to lead, crowned to heal, crowned to carry light into places where others bowed to darkness. The Apostle writes in the first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 25, everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that lasts forever. Your crown is not temporary. It will not rust. It will not fade. And no one can steal it. And here is where I must pause to speak from the heart. This journey, this message, this flame we carry, it is not built by one voice alone. It is a symphony, a shared labor. When you like, share, and comment, it is not about numbers. It is like placing jewels upon the crown. Each act becomes another stone set into place, making the crown shine brighter for others to see. Think of it, a crown without jewels is plain, but when each person contributes their gem, it becomes radiant. Your engagement is your jewel. Your words in the comments are not just pixels on a screen, they are engravings upon this shared crown of testimony. If this word crowns your spirit, let it be engraved with your declaration. Type these words in the comments. I wear my crown. By writing it, you are sealing this truth over your life. And you are placing another jewel into the shared crown we build together. And when you subscribe, it is not about following a channel. It is like taking your seat in the royal court. Every throne is surrounded by those loyal to the kingdom. Subscribing is your way of saying, I belong here. I choose to walk in this kingdom assignment with others. Then there is giving, often misunderstood, often twisted. But let me tell you what it truly is. When you donate, you are not paying for words. You are placing a golden thread into the crown itself. One thread may seem small, but when woven together with many, the crown becomes strong, beautiful, and unshakable. Picture a crown being lifted in a grand hall. Each person in the room places their piece of gold, their gem, their thread, until it becomes too glorious for one person alone. That is what your giving does. It weaves you into the crown we are building together. But hear this clearly, it is never demanded. A crown built by force would be worthless. Its beauty comes from voluntary love, from the freedom of hearts that choose to give. If you feel the stirring, let it flow. If not, walk in peace. Either way, the King himself is shaping the masterpiece. So let your crown be more than theory. Adorn it with your voice, your presence, your contribution. Lift it high so that others in the dark can see that crowns are real. Thrones are waiting, and destinies are alive. You are not ordinary. You are royal, and your crown is closer than you think. So hold your head high, for every scar has been transformed into a jewel upon your crown. What once felt like defeat has become the very proof of your endurance, polished until it shines. And when the world sees you, they will not just see a survivor, they will see royalty, walking with authority. The crown upon your life will testify that no battle was wasted, no tear ignored, and no step forgotten. You were always meant to reign. There always comes a moment of separation. It is not loud, not always dramatic, but it is unmistakable. Heaven draws a line between those who walk in calling and those who choose comfort, between those who carry fire and those who cling to shadows. This moment is both sobering and sacred, for it reveals who truly belongs to the path of the chosen. Separation is not rejection. It is refinement. A jeweler does not discard gold when it is placed in fire. He refines it. The impurities rise to the surface, and only what is pure remains. In the same way, separation pulls away what cannot walk with you into the next season, leaving only what is true, strong, and lasting. You have already experienced this in fragments. Friends who drifted away, opportunities that suddenly closed, familiar paths that no longer felt right. At first, it may have felt like loss, but with time, you began to see it was protection. Not everyone can carry the weight of your destiny. Not everything can fit through the narrow gate of your assignment. Consider the story of Gideon. He began with thousands of soldiers, yet God reduced his army to just 300. Why? Because the next battle required not numbers but purity of heart. The separation was not weakness, it was strategy. The same pattern is alive in your life. Heaven reduces so that it may increase in strength. This process can feel lonely. You may stand looking around, wondering why those you thought would remain have departed. Yet loneliness is often a signpost that you are entering sacred territory. Mountains are not crowded at the summit. The higher you climb, the fewer the companions, but the clearer the vision. Scripture echoes this in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 2. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. Pruning is painful, but it is purposeful. Without it, growth becomes stunted, and the true harvest never comes. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. To the untrained eye, it looks like destruction, pieces falling away in fragments. But the sculptor sees what others cannot, the statue hidden within. Each strike of the chisel is separation, removing what does not belong, until the masterpiece stands revealed. So it is with you. Every cut, every removal, every ending you have endured was heaven's chisel shaping your destiny. What felt like breaking was actually unveiling. There was a young woman who clung tightly to her circle of friends. They laughed, shared, and planned for the future together. But as she grew in faith, subtle fractures appeared. Conversations no longer aligned. Values shifted. And one by one, they left. At first, she grieved, believing she was abandoned. Later, she realized she had been released. Separation had made space for new relationships. People who carried the same fire, the same vision, the same hunger for God. What seemed like loneliness was actually alignment. The same is happening in your life. What is leaving is not meant to wound you, but to prepare you. What is falling away is not failure, it is refinement. Separation always precedes elevation. Think of an eagle teaching its young to fly. The mother pushes the eaglet out of the nest, forcing it into the air. To the eaglet, it feels like betrayal, but to the mother, it is love. Only in that terrifying separation from the nest does the eaglet discover its wings. You too are discovering wings. The nest has grown uncomfortable, not because you are unwanted, but because you are called higher. So, do not despise this season of separation. Do not mourn what heaven has pruned away. Instead, lift your eyes to the horizon. What is being removed makes space for what is coming. What is ending clears the way for what is eternal. And as you walk forward, you will see. Separation is not the closing of your story. It is the turning of a page. The author has more to write, and the next chapter requires a lighter load, a pure compagnie, and a clearer vision. Separation is a sign that heaven trusts you with greater weight. If nothing was being removed, it would mean nothing new was being prepared. The very fact that things are shifting around you proves that destiny is pressing closer. So let your heart rest. What is gone has served its purpose, and what remains will carry you higher. Separation may sting for a moment, but in time, it will shine as the very proof that you were chosen, refined, and prepared for greater things. There is a moment when preparation ends and coronation begins. You have walked through fire, endured pruning, carried hidden battles, and guarded your flame. Now heaven stands ready to place upon you the symbol of your endurance, the crown. This is not fantasy, it is fulfillment. The King himself delights to honor those who have remained faithful. Coronation is not about comfort. It is about commissioning. A crown is not given so you can rest. It is placed so you can reign. And reigning in God's kingdom is not about domination, but about service. Thrones are not for boasting, they are for responsibility. The higher you are lifted, the more you are called to lift others. Imagine a coronation in an ancient kingdom. Trumpets sound, garments shine. The crown is lifted high. But the most powerful moment is not the applause, it is the silence afterward, when the newly crowned ruler takes their seat, aware of the weight of responsibility now resting upon them. That is what heaven is doing with you. The applause of men is fleeting, but the commission of God is eternal. This moment is holy because it seals everything you have endured. The betrayals that broke your heart, the storms that battered your spirit, the nights you nearly gave up, all of it becomes woven into the crown you now carry. Each jewel in that crown is forged from pain turned into perseverance, from trials turned into triumphs. The prophet writes in the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 3, "You will be a crown of splendor in the Lord's hand, a royal diadem in the hand of your God." Do you see? You are not only wearing a crown, you are the crown. Your very life becomes a testimony of splendor in His hands. Coronation also means sending. When kings were crowned, they were not meant to sit in private chambers. They were sent to lead armies, to govern cities, to protect their people. You too are being sent. Your throne is not isolation, it is influence. Every sphere you touch, whether family, workplace, or community, is ground. You are meant to govern with wisdom and light. Think of oil being poured over the head of David. He was anointed in secret before he was crowned in public. The oil represented heaven's choice, and the crown represented heaven's confirmation. You have already been anointed. Now comes the confirmation. Do not shrink back, thinking you are unworthy. Worthiness was never the requirement. Faithfulness was. And you have been faithful, even in weakness, even in trembling. The King delights not in your perfection, but in your persistence. There was once a young leader who doubted herself. When the time of her coronation came, she felt small, undeserving. But as she stood, something shifted. She realized the crown was not placed because of who she was in her own strength, but because of who God had shaped her to be. Her hesitation melted into holy confidence. The same will be true for you. Imagine standing in a great hall of eternity. Angels gather, witnesses surround, and heaven itself leans close. The King extends his hand, and upon your head rests a crown that cannot be stolen. No enemy can remove it. No shadow can dim it. It is sealed forever by the one who called you chosen. Coronation is the proof that every sacrifice was worth it. The tears, the waiting, the obedience, the separation, all find their meaning here. And as you rise crowned, you are no longer simply surviving. You are reigning. You are walking in the authority and inheritance set apart for you since the beginning. So step forward, lift your head, receive the weight of your crown and the responsibility of your throne. This is your coronation. This is your sending. You are chosen. You are crowned. And you are released into the fullness of your destiny. Your crown is not meant to gather dust on a shelf. It is meant to shine in the open. Each day you walk in obedience. You wear it. Each act of kindness. Each stand for truth. Each word of hope is a gleam from its surface. Remember, coronation is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a greater mission. A crown without action is only decoration, but a crown lived out in service becomes transformation. Your throne is wherever your feet step, for authority is carried within you. So walk as one who has been sealed by heaven. Let your crown remind you of endurance. Your throne remind you of responsibility. And your sending remind you that you were chosen not just to rise, but to lead others into light. And now we arrive at the closing of this journey. You have walked through fire, through valleys, through silence, through unveiling. You have seen yourself not as ordinary, but as chosen, crowned, and commissioned. This is not just a message, it is a mirror of who you truly are. The story is still unfolding, and you are stepping into chapters more radiant than the ones behind you. If this word has stirred something in your spirit, let it overflow. When you like, share, and subscribe. It is not about numbers. It is like lifting a torch higher so that its glow can be seen by those still stumbling in the dark. Your simple act becomes a ripple of light across countless lives. And when you leave your words in the comments, it is more than text on a screen. It is your engraving on this living testimony. If you feel this word crowns your spirit, write these 3 simple words: light still wins. By typing it, you join the chorus of others declaring that darkness does not have the final say. And if you feel led to donate, know that it is never demanded. It is an offering of love, like placing another stone into a foundation that will outlast you. One brick may seem small, but together we are building a cathedral of light, a sanctuary of hope that generations will walk into long after us. So walk away from this moment, not as a listener only, but as a bearer of light. Carry it, share it, strengthen it, for you are chosen, you are crowned, and you are sent